usually talk about shows that I don't finish, or at least finish the season of, but The Idol is one of those shows where you can basically watch one episode and you understand what the whole show is basically going to be like throughout the rest of it. Now, for those of you that don't know, The Idol is a show that came out on what is now Max instead of HBO Max. I know they just took the HBO out of it. It's confusing. And it stars The Weeknd, who obviously is one of the bigger R&B pop stars nowadays, and he does make good music. I am a fan of his work. However, in his acting debut, he needs to stop. I don't want him to do this anymore. Stop! Fucking stop! Because if this is the shit that's gonna be put out there with him, then I don't even want to know what else he has in store. The show also features Lily Rose Depp as a pop star. I guess this whole show is trying to have a message, but it just conveys it so wrong, and it takes a lot for shows and movies to be, like, disgusting to me. But there's just something about this show where it just has that aspect. Like, I literally got through the first episode, contemplated whether I should watch episode 2, watched episode 2, almost didn't get through it, and by the time the second episode ended, I was just like, there's no way I can continue down this path of just anything. I mean, the messaging is something that you just try to understand what's going on here. There's a whole scene when Lily Rose Depp's character is going, and she's doing this whole modeling thing, and she has this mental health bracelet from like a doctor's office or something like that, and basically the people who are, you know, doing these photo shoots are basically like trying to say that, yeah, mental health, it's the new thing, it's sexy, and it's like, no, it's not. Mental illness isn't a trend. Anyone who tries to make it a trend, they're fucking shitty people. I mean, I have depression. That's a form of mental illness. It's not fun to me. It's not cool. I'm not doing it to be hip. It's something that people have trouble with, people struggle with, and trying to glorify it, that's just kind of shitty to me. And goddamn, every 2 minutes, Lily Rose Depp is just smoking a cigarette. I mean, Jesus, Lily, put him down. What? I don't have a beef with people that smoke cigarettes. It's not my thing. I never touched a cigarette. I just don't like tobacco products. If you want to smoke and you want to give yourself lung cancer, that's fine. In this show, even some of the most hardcore smokers will tell you it's too fucking much, because it just seems like every scene she's always just popping a cig out, smoking, and I don't know how that's good for your lungs. Like, I hope at least when they were filming those were fake cigarettes, because if not, then Jesus, Lily, you need to go to a doctor and get yourself checked.
Lig my balls.
I think the big thing about this show is just a lot of the topics. Like, they spent a good couple minutes talking about cum for whatever reason. Like, that's what I want to watch a show about is yeah, people, the main characters, talking about jizz. That's like what I came here for, apparently. Jizz in my pants. A lot of the sex is just gross. I mean, I've only seen little bits and pieces of it. There's people out there that are saying it gets worse, which, if it gets worse from here, then Jesus. Like, I have no problem with sex scenes. They don't gross me out, but there's some things that just, when it's weird, I can't handle it.
Will my balls fit in your mouth, son?
This show tries to tackle so many things in the wrong way, and I think it's so up its own ass that it doesn't realize. At this point, this just all feels like shock value. It doesn't feel like you're trying to come up with your own cohesive story. The director of the show, it just seems like he just wrote down some of his, like, sexual fantasies and is kind of making, like, a, you know, somewhat softcore porn in a way. And that's when you kind of lose me with something like this. I mean, I get it's not supposed to be a family show, but you're trying to prove points here and create this story, and you're doing too much at once, and you're also trying to represent things in the wrong way, that not only is it stale and repetitive in a lot of areas, but it's just downright disgusting how this is what you thought was going to, I guess, make people come to the realization about some things. I wanna be on you. Drip, drip, drip. Like, all in all, I did want to give the show more of a chance. I mean, it took me a while to watch it because I was just so hesitant hearing a lot of the stuff said about it. But when I finally gave it a watch, I said, you know what, I'm just going to go in, I'm going to watch it, and we'll see how I feel afterwards. And then I started seeing what people were talking about, and then I just couldn't escape it, and it was just like, man. To be honest, I did not expect the show to be this bad. Because I realized, too, some people, critics, audience, they tend to overreact to some things that may be too non-mainstream and shocking for them. But, yeah, this definitely goes way over the top to where even the shock value, you can't even vouch for it because it's just so forced that it doesn't even really matter at this point.
Chokema cock.
Stop! Fucking stop! And, of course, with the bad reception for the show, and season 1 not even being over yet, they didn't get renewed for a second season. So once these last episodes come out, then that'll be it for The Idol. Okay, so now there's articles coming out saying HBO responded by saying that them canceling season 2 of The Idol is not real. That didn't happen yet, so I don't know what to fucking believe at this point. Again, The Weeknd is a talented man. He's a talented musician, but not all musicians can go from doing the music to acting. There's only so few that I ever found that can really do that, and I think The Weeknd is another one of those people that seems like he tries too hard when he acts. Like, he tries to be the shit when he acts. He tries to be too perfect that it just comes off pretentious, and sometimes you can tell he's overacting, and again, it just gets real annoying and real stale very quickly.
Suck on these nuts.
So that's my pretty much review of what I saw from The Idol and the show itself. If you want to give this show a shot and go check it out, be my guest, but I have to warn you, there's things in that show that you're probably not going to want to see, that you're probably not going to want to hear. It can get disturbing in some places. So if you are going to watch it, just be prepared. Because if you're not, then it might be a whole lot worse of an experience for you than it already will be. But other than that, that's it for me. Stay safe out there, and until then, I will catch you all in the next one.
Hey, dude. Did you hear about Candace? Candace dick fit in your mouth, son?